Alright, so hey everyone, welcome back to the stream. And just want to welcome sound designers and music producers to the stream. And I'm going to show you how to make a punchy 808 bass for trap using Reaktor blocks. And we're going to dive in. So let's go. So we're going to start off with three different sections in Reaktor. One is the play section, one is the patch section, and one is the build section. We're going to use the build section because it gives us the most flexibility to create synth samplers, effects, and our sound design tools. So we're going to open that up. We're going to go to the player section, and we're going to choose the first one from the bento box collection. And the bento box collection is just simply a collection of blocks that are pre-built inside Reaktor for you to use and combine together to create any modular design that you want to create. So we're going to start off with the basic building blocks. We're going to need a utility, which is also another basic building blocks that you need to connect things in Reaktor. So this first one is what we're going to need is a note in. A note in sends MIDI messages from your keyboard to the software. So when you see that lighting up, I'm pressing a key on my keyboard and it's inputting into the signal path. So we're going to add that. We're going to add a clock, which is giving us time information and allowing us to sync our beat or whatever we want to sync to a metronome. So we're also going to add an 8-step sequencer, which again sequences our notes in a stepped sequence, creates a rhythm, and as it says, 8 steps, and allows us to create cool rhythms. So then we have an oscillator. I'm going to add an oscillator, keep it on a sine wave for a bass, subby bass, and then we're going to add a filter. So that's an LFO. We need a filter. So this is a state variable filter, and this will filter our notes, filter our highs, filter our lows, depending on what we set it on. And now we're going to connect things up. Before we do, I'm going to add one more module that's going to be a mix for, going to allow us to combine and mix together our sounds. So I'm going to connect the pitch to the pitch. It's going to go a little bit quicker. Gate, pitch. Actually, we're going to connect this straight to our 8-step sequencer because anything information that comes out of our 8-step is going to go straight into our oscillator. It's going to go into our filter. It's going to go out of our filter into our mix 4 and out. So we can now turn our clock on. We should get a tone. So we got a basic tone going with our bass. Now we are going to add in, we're going to make sure that our filter is on a low pass filter. And it is. We can dial out some of the high frequencies and change the cutoff to around 1,000 kilohertz, 100 hertz in order to cut off any high frequencies. So then we can take our VCA. Let's add a VCA, which is amplitude. As gives us our amplitude. We'll add a VCA. Just choosing a different VCA, one with a left and right port. And then we're going to send it out. So now we got our VCA. You're wondering why there's no sound coming out, because our VCA is not turned up. So now we have keyboard control over this. So I'm going to give it modulation depth. And we also need one more thing so we can control that. We need an envelope. So we're going to add an ADSR so we can control the pitch over time. Going to connect that to our gate connection of our 8-step sequencer, then out to our amp. And there we go. We got something that's functional, that works pretty well. So now we're going to add decay to the envelope. So let's go down to our envelope, our amp ADSR, dial in a little more decay so notes fall off. Around 100 milliseconds. Let's see. That's gonna hold down shift. So I can be more precise with my notes, with my numbers. So I can get it exactly to where I want it to be at 100. Then we're going to that'll give the 808 like a thumpy sound. So at the starting of our 808 sound, so that would be the transient. And we connected our envelope for the cleaner tail so that we can control our sound. Now we've got that done. We can add a little saturation or distortion to our kick through an effect. So we'll go to our blocks, primes, and we'll add in some driver. This will give us a little distortion. A little more depth to our sound. Sounds more heavy, but at the same time, the volume didn't increase too much. Can mix it, keep it around the same volume. Can try some effects, see how they sound. We'll just keep it at that. That's all. Just a slight subtle effect is all we really need to make it sound better. Add some texture to our sound. We can also layer a second oscillator to add another layer of sound. So maybe I'll demonstrate that. Make our sound a little thicker. Maybe detune it slightly and rename our oscillators. This will be oscillator 1. This will be oscillator 2. just sticking our sound up, and then we'll rearrange them. Detune the second one. So we got our bass sound, and there you have it. That's it. A punchy trap 808 bass out of Reaktor blocks. If you want to dive deeper into sound design and learn how to create your own signature sounds, check out my masterclass and links in the bio. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and I'll see you in the next stream.